Ep.7 videos.
Alright, what is up guys? Welcome back to Ep.7 videos. The 666 Accord is still down. It's only been like 2 days, but whatever. Here she is. Yeah, I think this is the second or third day I'm working on it now. Just to recap, that is valve material right here, or piston, I don't know which one. That is a hole in the piston, and then there's 2 more holes there. I got pretty much everything cleared out of the way, except for some of this stuff, which I'm going to bungee, excuse me, up that way. And then basically from there, you got to take off the trans mount, and then you got front motor mount, rear motor mount, and then the side motor mount's already out. So it's just on the 2 motor mounts, and that got to remove the axles. Got to take the axles out, that axle out, and then I got to see if I can take off the compressor without opening up the lines, because I would love to not have to recharge the AC system once I put the motor back in. So hopefully I can do that. So it looks like I'm gonna have to take this serpentine tensioner off, and then the alternator, and then the compressor, and then it should basically be motor and trans out the top, and I really don't see it being that big of an issue. If need be, like I said, I don't think I even have to take this out, but I could. Radiator is still in. I really look at all that room. I mean, I really think I can get it out just fine. If I have to come forward, pull that forward, and then just roll it back out. Obviously this shit would need to get cleared away. Always have your Haynes or whatever repair manual, doesn't matter. I've just been working with Haynes my whole life. So what I'm doing today, you guys, I am going to see if my cams made it, see how much damage there is, if there's any. Everything looks good. I got the RV6 pre-cat deletes, so no more cats on my car at all. From what I can see, you guys, the cams look pretty good. The heads up here, the whole rocker assembly looks fine. Everything looks good. That's the bad one right there. Look at that. It just ate that fucking cylinder up, man. That's the valve. This is obviously, that's the one that made the whole engine go explode. As you can see, the valve contacted the piston, bent or snapped the valve off, the head of the valve, and then it just started bouncing around in there. Not good, no bueno, but I don't know if I can show you. Oh no, it'd have to be on the piston. I was going to show you where the valves are carving out a relief for themselves onto the pistons. And I think I've said it before, but these heads were decked 40 thou to bump the compression to 11 to 1. If they weren't decked, and if all I had to do was get valve springs, guys, this was 100% my doing. All I had to do was get valve springs, and the valves would not be contacting the pistons, and my poor little J30 that could, it would still be pumping, and it would be pumping out 500 horsepower. But instead, I'm here, and I'm fucking ripping everything apart, and I'm gonna put the J32 in. So let's get started here, guys. Here's the cam. It's looking good still. I don't see any issues with it. That looks a little odd, but that's just wear marks. Let's see if it's on this side. And it is a little bit. I don't know if you can see it through there. There's a little bit. It's the same there. So it's actually looking great, you guys. These cams look like they worn in pretty well. Yeah, no serious issues with them. And here's the culprits for the issue, the TL Type S valve springs. Good valve springs, if you're going stock, you can still rev them out. Like, guys, I was revving these out to, at one point I was revving out to 74, 75 and had no issues. The dyno graph was pulling all the way up. So I ended up backing that back down to like 72, 73, but usually about 72, and then if I go a little past, so be it. But so what I would recommend on the TL Type S valve springs or the RL, they're the same damn thing. If you go ahead and do these, you can bring your rev limit up. I would not go past 72. That's just where I prefer. 72, 73 would be my limits. I know people that have been revving out to 74, 75, even 7600, but honestly, I didn't see any reason to, because the power would start dropping off pretty hard up there. But like I said, up to about 72, it would just keep pulling, and it would level out a little bit, but it would basically pull and then start leveling out a little bit, just to the point where it would almost start falling back off. But all right, let's just keep going, see what these cans look like. Alright guys, there it is. Beautiful. It looks really good. I don't see any issues with it. So we gotta move on to this one. This one would be the one that would receive the damage, if any, from the valve pushing back on the rocker or whatever might have happened. Who knows? But let's just keep moving. Yeah guys, Richie at RV6 Performance, he makes some great parts, man. This part has well over 120, 130,000 miles on it, and it's beautiful. This is ceramic coated, so I went ahead with the ceramic coating. It's a little more, but it does help keep engine bay temps down, because it is a thermal coating basically. But just giving a little free plug for him, man. Love his products. Don't get any discounts. He's not a sponsor or anything, but love the product. Not sure if you can see the port job I did on these, man, but I did. Not to toot my own horn, man, but I did a fucking hell of a job on these. Knife edge ports. Look how smooth it is, man. I literally spent probably 45, 50 hours porting these heads. The combustion chambers were perfectly ported, or not ported, I'm sorry, polished. They were smoothed and polished out. That's why, man, my car ran so well on nitrous, is because I took all the steps necessary to make sure it did run right, except obviously not all the steps. You see what happens, man? You take one shortcut and you get fucked. So always, guys, always build it right first. Always build it right first. Do not cheap out. This go around, I'm not. I got ARP head studs on the way. I got Busy Moto valve springs, which are upgraded, or they're rated to 9,800 RPM, and you won't experience any valve float. So that should be good enough. I'm gonna port and not polish, but port the exhaust on my J37 heads, which I'm still working on after I'm done with this. And then I'll do a light touch up on the intake ports. But being it's going to be a turbo car, I want to make sure that exhaust gas is getting out as quickly as possible to spool up that turbo. But yep, I just wanted to show you guys how I ported these heads. If you need any work, I'm here. I do this for customers once in a while. I think I've said before in a past video, I've sold maybe 25 different ported intake runners. I've sold different runners, and these runners will be for sale because they're fully ported, they're gasket matched. I just have to clean them up and do a quick refresh, and they'll be good to go. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. It's for the J30 A4, A5, or the J32 A3, or the J35 Acura TL, TLS up to 08. So it's for the 04 to 08 Acura TL, and then it's for the 07, 08 Acura TL Type S, and then it's for the 03 to 07 Accord V6. If you guys are ever storing cams, go ahead and oil them down. It really doesn't matter what oil, just go ahead and so what I did, I wiped off the old oil and I went ahead and I just put some 10W30 on there. What I have here is an old Febreze sprayer pushed into there, twisted on actually, and it held pretty tight, but I went ahead and did this little fucking tie, or I forgot what the hell they called, the clamp, the hose clamp. Went ahead and threw that on there. But anyways, yeah, if you're gonna store cams, you do not want them to get rusted out, so go ahead and oil them back up and then wrap them up for storage. Went ahead, I went through the stage 2 cams and they look good, man. I will be able to put them on the J32 and they will be inside of the J37 heads, which are right here. And there she is. She is in the process of being ported, looking really good too, if I might add. I was gonna fully polish the combustion chamber like I did before, but honestly I don't have the time, and then I don't really know if it gave me a lot of benefits. But from what I could tell, spraying as much nitrous that I did and not having the amount of knock that usually comes with a lot of timing and stuff like that, I could relatively run at a low air fuel or a high AFR, which would be like 13.5, and it still wouldn't knock. But I usually didn't do that. I would usually run around 11.8, 11.9 on nitrous, and then on as an NA setup, the car liked to run a little richer, around like 12.8. 13 was right around, I would say more like 12.8, 12.7 is what it really liked. But even then, if it would reach out to like 13.8, wouldn't knock. 14, even at wide open throttle, still wouldn't knock. So I think a lot of that pertains to the smooth combustion chamber walls. But you never know. But like I said, I don't have time to do this, so I'm gonna leave that as that, and then I have the other head in that box, and I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna finish porting out the exhaust. I'm gonna lightly touch up the intake sides, which you can see are already ported anyways. These heads came to me ported, so I actually, back in the day when I wasn't doing my own work, I actually bought these from a member on V6 Performance. His name was Paul Smallsher or Smallsher or whatever. He did a shitload of work. He's the one that actually built my dual throttle body intake manifold. So I bought that from him, and I bought my J37 heads from him, which were ported. He did not do that great of a job porting. It looked like he half-assed it, hit it with like an 80 grit. Well, it looked like he hit it with a die grinder, then he hit it with an 80 grit, and he called it a fucking day. Me, I prefer to, I don't even use die grinders. I go 80 grit the whole way, because it's more precise. You get a better grind, if you want to call it, a better port than with a die grinder. So it takes a little longer, but I like the results better. So I go with an 80, then I go to a 120, and then I move up to some polishing abrasive wheels. These are 240, and then I go up to, I think the highest I go is like 400 or 340. So I progressively work my way up to the higher grit. And then some of the porting I've done, if you talk to anybody that has my parts, I put a lot of time and I put a lot of effort and a lot of care into them. But anyways, I'm gonna finish doing this. So the cams are good. Cams are sitting over there with a whole bunch of other cams. Like I said, man, if you guys need stage 2 cams, let me know. I got you. I got a few cores that I could send in and get them recut for you. I can do it better than Busy Moto or TB Motorworks. I'll cut you guys a deal better than them, easily $100 off of their price. They charge about $800 for their regrinds. I would charge maybe $650, $700, if that. So like I said, we can talk about that, but depending on how aggressive you guys want to get. But that would be that. So, and then the stage 2 cams are going to go on the J37 heads. The J37 heads are going to go onto the J32. I have ARP head studs. I got valve springs coming, upgraded valve springs, Busy Moto valve springs. I got a water pump kit, which comes with a timing belt, water pump, tensioners. And then I have to start pulling some stuff off. Once that motor's pulled, I have to start swapping a bunch of shit over to it. So that's where I'm at, you guys, and I'm gonna get to work. Thank you. As always, if you liked it, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, do all that good shit. All right, guys, catch you later.